Talking about being other people, there's another amazing biopic which I call The Mathematics of Life, Shakuntala Devi. She was a very well-known mathematician, but in the film, in the journey of the film, we actually saw you within also the childhood that she had and what kind of a journey she had. Nobody knew about the complicated, complex journey that she had. How was it like to play somebody who's an iconic figure and globally is seen, again, mathematics not being attached to women.
Right.
It's a very male-centric domain, and she just burst into it and, broke so many things around it.
Yeah, but she was called the human computer, and this is obviously not made up, it is real. She's a real person. So women, I think, I don't know where this conception comes from of women not being good at maths, because actually women handle households, and there you require math more than anywhere else. So also our finance minister. What more proof do you need? So I think, but what I loved about this story is that it was not a conventional biopic. She was spoken about as a human computer, but people forgot that there was a human in there. A lot of people said, but we would have liked to see more of the mathematical genius. But I said, for that you can watch a documentary on her.
Right.
Here we were exploring who she was as a person. And we had access to her daughter's version of her life, which is the closest one can get to. So I think I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that beneath this brilliance, she was almost, I think it's almost, you feel like it's humanly impossible, right? And she made that possible.
You are constantly breaking so many molds. Yeah, and molds which have been so structured, so entrenched, societally, sociologically. There is almost a politics to it. That's how I look at it.
That's a scary word for me.
And you do know that the empirical idea of, actors being followed by a large mass, there are so many women and men who follow you, in the country. They always want to know what Vidya Balan is doing next. So what exactly is Vidya Balan doing next?
I don't know, as a matter of fact. I've only been reading material and, listening to narrations. But I haven't decided what I'm going to do next. There are a few ideas that I've liked that are under development. But I'm enjoying this time. I'm reading again and I'm listening to music again after almost a decade, I think. So, and it's giving me so much perspective on just what I do also, because sometimes when you're constantly working, you don't have that perspective. You need that little distance. And I know that I'm dying to do a comedy, honestly, because I love doing comedy, and people don't seem to write comedies.
We all remember Hum Panch, right? We do.
And there aren't, everyone who comes to me brings me invariably an intense or, a thriller story, but I'm like, bring me something that I can laugh to and that I can make people, that will make people laugh. So I'm waiting for that comedy, but yeah, I think exciting times ahead, honestly. I don't want to speak too early, but...
What am I going to ask next? You're not going to kill me for it, because I received some very special requests for you this morning while I was boarding the flight from Delhi. You sing beautifully and very few people know about it. So give it up, friends, for one round of applause for having Vidya sing to us today.
I think
she's trained. She's trained in
I'll tell you the story.
dance.
I trained in classical music, but if I didn't give up, my guru would have. So,
Vidya, there are so many gurus in the audience waiting, to own or disown you. Let them decide. No, this is a very special request.
I lip sync beautifully. You can play a song and I'll lip sync to it. Oh my God, I don't even know.
Let's sing a song together.
I really am not a good singer, but I'll sing. What the hell? What should I sing?
You bole.
Huh? Hey, no, Ami J, तुम्हारा ना very complicated. पियू बोले is easy. क्या क्या कह रहे? अब बजा दो, मैं गाती हूँ साथ साथ. पियू बोले, पिया बोले, क्या ये बोले जानो ना, जिया डोले, हौले हौले, क्यों ये डोले जानो ना.
Beautiful. Thank you, Vidya.
You're very kind. Thank you.
They often use the term unapologetic. But I hate that term because what are we apologizing for?
Correct.
So I want to ask you, what do you think is lacking in this consciousness? I'm very glad that people are finally waking up, and we are so very aware of whether it's the body talk or the gender talk, but I think there is still something lacking in the consciousness in the industry also, because so I'm a writer, and even behind the camera I see that the percentage of women is very, very less. So coming to the glass ceiling is not just limited to the roles we play, right? I want you to tell me, in your experience, what do you think is lacking in that industry right now regarding this consciousness, despite so much talk, that's preventing more women from being behind the camera?
Time, Avirupa, because change does not happen overnight, it happens over time. And where we did not have any women on set today, we have, at least 2%, 5% of a unit comprising of women. I think we've come a long way. We cannot hope for it to be 50-50 overnight, but the change is underway and we must appreciate that. I know there is this, we all now want more, right? So we feel frustrated because we're not seeing the world the way, or the world is not the way we want to see it. But we have to be patient. We have to just keep pushing. We have to just keep believing in ourselves and keep forging ahead, and not let any of these so-called limitations stand in the way of where we want to get. I don't see any lack, honestly. If at all, I'm saying, we have come some distance and we must appreciate that.